Good day, folks, and welcome to another edition of Lumberjack Logic. I'm your host, Neil Johnson. Great news out of Georgia again, where Fani Willis has actually become the top fundraiser for Donald Trump. Donald Trump is kicking Joe Biden's butt in fundraising, and I'm going to show you why. I've also got two other Fani Willis stories, but really quickly, just want to ask you to subscribe if you're new and to check out my sponsor, MyPillow. I'll leave the links on the back. All right, so Trump doubles up Biden's fundraising in Georgia as Fani Willis fight runs in background. Former President Donald Trump commands a significant lead among Georgia's top political donors ahead of the state's primary. What? It's not Nikki Haley? Trump has gathered nearly double the funds compared to President Joe Biden from Georgians who have given $200 or more. The latest filings from the FEC show, that's Federal Election Commission. Trump has raised $2.2 million, which places Georgia as the sixth top state in terms of financial backing to the former president's campaign. It is interesting to note, people, that he is crushing it in the polls right now in Georgia, too. Trump is up by, in the Real Clear Politics, I believe it was 7.6 last time I saw him. Biden has brought in $1.7 million, trailing the Republican in the cash race and state polling. Nevertheless, the Democratic president leads Trump by $18 million nationally. That's why it's so important now that we have Lara Trump and Michael Whatley as head of the RNC instead of Ronna Romney McDaniel, because people wouldn't give because of Ronna. And right now, Donald Trump is losing to Joe Biden nationally. Between Joe Biden and the DNC and Donald Trump and the RNC, the lead is about double for Joe Biden. So the money is not stacking up well right now, but that's going to change. Trump led the presidential primary field in terms of donors, seeing funds from 60,000 Georgia donors. Former U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations, Nikki Haley, who suspended her presidential campaign after Trump swept to victory in Super Tuesday, gathered support from more than 16,000 donors. Biden brought in donations from 6,217 people in this election cycle. That tells you just where the big money donors are going. Remember how you've always heard that Democrats are the party of the little guy. Not when you're seeing campaign donations of $200 or more, 60,000 donors to Trump, 6,217 to Joe Biden. So that's a smashing win there. And that's all coming about as a result of Fani Willis and the RICO case, right? Because everybody's seeing that this prosecution of former President Donald Trump is just illegitimate. It's not fair. It's not just. As a result, they're giving more and more money to Donald Trump right now. So, by the way, this is the day that Georgians vote in their primaries. This is Tuesday. So that's taking place. The other thing, now check this out. This is really wild because they're trying to cover up stuff right now in Georgia. Fulton County, this out of Newsweek, Fulton County speaks out over Fani Willis payments to Nathan Wade. So if y'all remember, Nathan Wade got paid these exorbitant sums of money. But in addition to that, Fulton County District Fani Willis's office said there has been a data entry error, I kid you not, in how payments have been recording to her former boyfriend. Isn't this amazing? It's her former boyfriend now. Was her boyfriend, now her former boyfriend, as the whole case in Fulton County, Georgia implodes. She dumped the guy. Okay, so Trump pleaded not guilty to all 13 charges against him. As you know, Ashley Merchant, attorney for Trump's co-defendant Michael Roman, said in court documents that Wade's first 3 months of work as special prosecutor were paid from the district attorney's seized property fund. Many of you will remember that. We've covered that story, as have other channels. Well, a spokesperson for the Fulton County government subsequently told Newsweek that this claim was demonstrably false. Get this. Newsweek later showed the spokesperson entries from the district attorney's expense account, which recorded the payments to Wade from the seized property account in July, August, and September of 2020. So Newsweek had to fact check them, right? All for sums over $30,000. The spokesperson said, these entries were just in error, folks. They're working overtime to cover their bases down there in Fulton County. To maintain transparency, payments to lawyers should not be made from confiscated property accounts, but from a general or legal fund. The spokesperson told Newsweek on Monday that the open expense account draws off a database maintained by Fulton County government, not the district attorney's office. We are not able to assess why a data entry error was made in the database maintained by them. Okay, and then the last thing on Fani Willis, or Fani. Is it Fani or is it Fani? Anyways, Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis's Democratic challenger predicted that there would be a lot of conflicts of interest in former President Donald Trump's Georgia case. So if you remember, I just did a video on this. There's 2 people now running against Fani Willis in Fulton County for the job of district attorney. Well, one of these is Christian Y. Smith. He's a Democrat who served as Atlanta City Solicitor and as Fulton County Prosecutor. And he filed paperwork on Friday to run against Willis in the state's May 21st primary. Mega attorney Courtney Kramer is also running to defeat Willis. I love how Newsweek calls her mega attorney. She actually is. This gal is so big on election integrity. She is mega all the way. Very young, kind of a rising star in that sense. But back in September, Y. Smith, just so you know, this guy is like one of these, I don't know if I call him a community organizer, but he has big grievances against white people. You know, white people are subjugating him somehow, even though he's able to make all this money as an attorney. Don't ask me to explain it. It never makes any sense, people. But back in September, Y. Smith had offered an analysis of the sweeping RICO case that Willis was bringing against Trump and his allies, anticipating that the defense would likely run up against conflicts of interest. Not only is Atlanta's legal community small, there are also 19 co-defendants in the case, setting up potential overlap when it comes to legal representation. By the way, I have to let you know, Michael Roman, one of these co-defendants, do you know what he is known for? He is the top Oppo researcher in Washington, D.C. These people were so eager to go after Trump that they webbed into this net this guy who is the top opposition researcher who then dug up all this dirt on Fani Willis and Nathan Wade. These people went over the top, man. This is just awesome. They went too far. In his commentary, Y. Smith told MSNBC that Willis's list of witnesses would likely include individuals who seem to be surprises, but that would be very, very vital when getting certain pieces of evidence submitting. Noting that co-defendant Kenneth Chesborough, had at that time retained the same lawyer who previously represented Georgia's Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger. Y. Smith said, "We're going to see a lot of conflicts of interest." By the way, I did a video on that. That's a fascinating story, because why would that attorney firm dump Brad Raffensperger and then pick up Kenneth Chesborough when they basically have a promise to pay from the government of Georgia by maintaining Raffensperger as a client? There's something really fishy in the water in Georgia. It's always had kind of this cesspool of corruption. I remember when Ralston was the head of the Speaker of the House down there, and he was actually redistricting conservatives out of their district. I mean, you see this. You saw this going on in Texas with Dade Phelan, up in Pennsylvania with Jake Corman. We got Robin Voss in Wisconsin, but we're seeing a lot of state houses are dirty as well. But folks, this is great news. Fani Willis's case is falling apart. These funds are being investigated, and she's raising money for Donald Trump in the process. So keep your head up, keep your head high. And remember, Giza sheets right now, those are on sale at mypillow.com, but the other sheets are not right now $39.98. Okay, $39.98, and that's the percale sheets. Very high thread count. I'm a Giza sheet guy. I'll pay the extra $20, but that special on the percale sheets is only available to Lumberjack Logic listeners. You also get free shipping on your whole order. So if you want to support an election integrity patriot, go over there, get some product from mypillow.com/lumberjack, or use promo code lumberjack. You can also call them, and I'll get you the number right here. I forget to say the phone number. It's 800-568-2865. That's 800-568-2865. The nice thing about that is if you're getting the pillows, they'll guide you through that process. They're very helpful if you call in. All right, I'll see you in the next episode. Peace out.